afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Community College Week. It is day 4, and we have our last event for today, which is talking about our Writing Center. So if you're here with us in the meeting, we do ask you to keep your mic on mute so that there's no feedback with the presenter. And of course, you'll be able to unmute to ask your questions, or you can type your questions in the chat. If you're following us on Facebook, please throw those questions in the comment section and I'll make sure we get those answered for you. And I am going to hand it over to Ms. Phyllis.
Hi, everyone. So we're going to talk about the Writing Center here at Delgado, and I think it's one of the best assets that we have on the campus for students who want to come to Delgado. Our Writing Center is very effective, and there is often a struggle for students switching from high school writing to college level writing. And I think we're very able to help students make that transition. So I can't see you, but I can see the chat feature if you want to use that to answer a few questions, because I'd really like to have a little bit of a conversation with you. How many of you are just show me in chat. Do any of you suffer from writing anxiety? Like you just can't stand looking at that empty page and it's really hard to get started? Please do not be shy. This is going to work a lot better if you'll talk to me through the chat feature. Everybody's okay with their writing? No problem?
I know we have one of our our high school teachers is joining right now too, so he may have some feedback from his students for you once he gets connected.
Yeah, because I just show 4 people on here. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's streaming through to his classroom from his account.
Okay, so they can't actually use the chat feature then, right?
He'll be able to use it.
The instructor will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not used to doing this as a simple presentation. I really like having the feedback as I go. Super helpful.
Mr. Kirk, we have a question for you and your class. I know you just joined us, Mr. Thomas. Phyllis, do you want to ask your question again? I think his class would be good feedback for you.
Great. So, Mr. Thomas, I'm wondering, with your students, how many of them have trouble getting started writing? We'll not even call it writing anxiety. It's just hard to start. Look at that empty page and figure out what to do first.
I'll ask them about show of hands and see.
Okay.
So yes, ma'am, I'll say about 40% of the students said they have a hesitancy with getting started with paragraphs and essays and things of that nature.
Okay. So here's what I think is important to know is that a lot of people have that. I think sometimes we think that writers are people who just are born with this talent and nobody else has it. You do it or you can't. And one of the things that we do at the Writing Center is that we work with students so that they can begin to understand that no, excuse me, my allergies are bothering me. No, anybody can improve their writing. Now, there's an important difference in the Delgado Writing Center that you won't see in that many other writing centers. We do not call the folks who work here tutors. We call them coaches. And the reason for that is when I'm talking to students in classes, the students often think, when I ask them who needs a tutor, they'll often say, well, only the students who are really struggling, or if you just really don't know what you're doing, then you need a tutor or whatever. But we at the Writing Center think that everyone needs a coach. So we use the term coach. And it actually more accurately describes what it is that we do here. We're not here to fix papers or proofread or anything like that. What we do is we actually sit with each student and work through their writing assignment so that each student can learn how to write in a way that helps them express what they have in their heads and get it out there in a way that other people can understand it. So we talk about them as coaches. So if you know anything about athletes, and I think some of you probably are athletes, probably play a variety of sports. So if you play baseball, football, golf, cheerleading, volleyball, whatever sport you play, you know that you can become better at that sport by working with a coach. And this is true of athletes at all levels of the game, right? Whether you're just a beginning athlete or whether you're at the very top of the game, maybe the GOAT, you have a coach. So we have athletes who are the best in the world. Let's take Simone Biles, for example. Simone Biles is arguably the best gymnast who ever lived, right? She has 6 coaches. Serena Williams, 3 coaches. LeBron James, many, many coaches. We all get better through coaching. And so that's what we do here. We coach you. Not only do coaches help with the specifics of your game, meet you where you are, help you develop what you already do well, and then help you improve what you need to improve, coaches are also motivators. We as coaches will help keep you on track. And so that's something that we offer here at Delgado that you don't see that many other places, where we really sit down with you and go through everything, wherever you are in the assignment. And if you have trouble getting started, we want to talk to you before you even write a word. But if getting started is not your problem, then we want to see your first draft or your outline. Wherever you are, that's where we meet you. And we have a number of coaches. And if I could share my screen with you right now, I'm going to take you to the Delgado Writing Center site. So can everybody see that?
Yep.
All right. Very good. So to move some things around here. All right. So this is the Delgado Writing Center site. So I want you to meet some of our coaches right now. And you're going to see that we have some really fantastic people here. And you can even select which coach you want to work with. So you get to meet them online a little bit first. And as you can see, we have all ages, people from all kinds of backgrounds. But one thing that you'll notice about this diverse group is that they are all writers of one sort or another. Some of them are experts in fiction, or some of them are experts in nonfiction, but they are all writers of some sort. They struggle with writing as professional writers do, in the same way that students struggle with writing. And they know how much collaboration and coaching is helpful to the writing process. So you can go in here and you can take a look at the coaches. You can read a little bit about them. Some of them are folks who have degrees in English. Some of them have PhDs for that matter, but they're all personable, nice people. And they have a strong sense of wanting to help. So these are terrific folks. So here's another thing that we have that is new to us this semester, and we're really excited about it. And that is that we can, back to that front page, you get to select your coach and your appointment time whenever you want. So you would just come to the Writing Center page and you'd say book now. And I'm going to put a fake student in here so you can kind of see what the student sees. So this is the fake student's ID number and the fake student's password.
It's done right now. We see welcome to the virtual writing center. We don't see.
That's all you see. Okay, thank you for helping me with that. So it doesn't say, all right, I'm going to unshare and share this page with you so we can get this working. Well, I think here we go. I'm going to share a different page with you. It usually follows me to here. So now you see where to make an appointment, right? Got it. All right. So I'm going to put in this. Thank you for letting me know about that. I'm going to put in this fake student's fake ID number. At least I think I am. And this fake student's fake password. And our student's logging in. And now you see the screen. And as you can see here, this is fake student. His name is actually Fake Green. And all he needs to do to make an appointment with the Writing Center coach, and right now this is all online, but starting in August, it'll be online and face-to-face. So student clicks here, and fake student has one fake class, selects that, and here's what happens. He can see every coach and their availability over the next several days. And he can just book. Here's how simple it is. Let's say he wants to work with Rachel Crana at 2 p.m. today, tomorrow. Can click there, confirm, and the appointment's confirmed. And he'll get an automatic email from the coach with his or her Zoom link or whatever, or come to the Writing Center for face-to-face. Couldn't be easier to book an appointment. It's so easy, and you have so much control as a student about when you'll do this. And there's nobody between you and the coach, which is pretty cool, I think. Then another thing I'll show you is a little bit about how well we can work with you on, oops, hang on just a second. I had this pulled up and now it's disappeared. What we know about our process that we use here, this discursive process, all that means is we talk back and forth, right? That's all that means, is that we talk to the students and they talk back to us, and we work with you to work through things, find out what it is you're actually trying to say and help show you how to do it better. Well, one of the things I wanted to show you, but I can't seem to pull it up right now, is that We know how successful we are. We've been improving over the last 4 semesters to the point where our students now have a more than 50% better chance of passing their first writing course if they attend the writing center. And that's a pretty amazing thing. Now, what I'll also tell you about your first writing course is that it is the #1 determinant of how well you will do in the rest of college. So if you want to succeed in college, coming to the Writing Center is a very good idea. But it's so important to know how to write for anything that you do. So if you could tell me a little bit, and Mr. Kirk, you can help me with this, what do some of these students want to do with their college education? Because I know you got some kind of dream. I don't know what it is you want to be, but I would love to know what some of those things are.
What career are you interested in? You see real estate? So we have someone who's interested in real estate. Somebody else give me another.
This is great.
Somebody said a tech. Architect. Another student said architect. So we have real estate, architect. What you got? Delandre, Kalia, Malaya, Kelly. So another student said engineer. We have a nice range here. What's up, Delandre, Kelly, Markel, Roger, let me know.
Fantastic.
Gary? No? Everybody else? All right, so those are the ones they're giving me at this moment, those 3 careers.
Any nurses?
Yeah. To the people that work with children with trauma. No, they have, you might be talking about like maybe like a psychologist or maybe something like that, I'm thinking. I know that's in the medical field. One of the students was asking about the young children.
So this is great. This is a really nice range of things. And I want to talk about why writing is going to be so important. First of all, you're going to want to get a job when you leave college, and you're going to need to know how to write a heck of a cover letter and a resume, or you might not even get anybody to interview you, right? So we've got that hurdle to get over. We've got getting through college to get over. And of course, as we've said, we know this from national statistics, that if you do well in your first writing course, you are much more likely to do well in all your other college courses. But what I will tell you is, if you can write well, you're actually going to do better at whatever career you choose. So when we think about it, we think about real estate. Now, why would somebody in real estate need to know how to write well? Well, I don't know, if you've spent any time around these folks, they have to convince people to buy properties, right? One of the ways they do that is how they speak about the property, how they write about the property, how they put it out there and advertise. So if they've got a good writing game, they're way ahead of everybody else. They're going to make more money and they're going to sell more properties, or lease more properties. Architects, it's not just about the drawings, it's also about how you explain the drawings. So again, you've got to have a good talk game and a good written game to do well at architecture. You have to convince other people that your vision that you see is the way they ought to see it. And writing permeates everything. As I said, it's what helps you get your thoughts together in a logical, organized fashion, so that what you think can get out there in the world in a way that others can understand it. It's true of engineers too. And I've had students who are engineering students tell me before, well, I really need to write because I'm a numbers guy. And it's like, well, that's true. But a lot of the people that engineers need to convince are not numbers people. So engineers need to learn how to tell a story about why the bridge needs to be built that particular way, or why this project needs to be put together in this particular way. So engineers who can write and convince people of things do better and make more money. Nurses, of course, if their communication skills are not up to par, patients can get hurt. This is all through the medical field. The next person that you send your patient to may not care for them in the right way if your notes are not very easy to understand. And, people can get wrong doses, that sort of thing. And in the case of the person who want to work with children with trauma, obviously going to be writing a lot of reports. And again, you've got to advocate for children. So get your written game and your speaking game together. So here at the Writing Center, not only do we sit down with you and go over your writing, we also work with you on your speaking skills. We have a presentation room here where we have cameras set up, and we have a lectern set up, and we have a screen set up, and you can come in and practice whatever presentation you have. And the coaches here are ready to help you time your presentation, help you learn to speak more eloquently, and also help you with the kinds of infographics and things that you need to make the visual part of your presentation really shine. So those are some things that we do here at the Writing Center that are a little above and beyond what you see at most writing centers. And I think Delgado students have a real advantage in having this Writing Center here available to them. It can help you up your game with everything you do in college and beyond. And it's particularly helpful for folks for whom English is not their native language. You have somebody you can work with. And then once you find a coach here that you really like to work with, a lot of people just keep them. And they just go to the same coach over and over again. So our coaches refer to those folks as our frequent flyers or as their frequent flyers. And you develop a relationship. And that helps you have a sense of belonging. And we want you to have that sense of belonging at Delgado, and particularly at the Writing Center. So that's why our slogan at the Writing Center is "You belong at the Delgado Writing Center." So I'm going to leave it at that. I would love to show you the Writing Center, but it's a mess right now because we just got new furniture in, and the old furniture isn't moved out, so there's just stacks of furniture everywhere. But as you can see behind me, there are stations to work at, and we have a computer lab here for folks who want to come in and work on a computer. And you've seen how easy it is to make an appointment, and you're in the driver's seat. So, but you're never alone. So that's what we do. If anyone has any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them at this point.
Yes, Ms. Dunham, I do have a student question. So we talked about earlier how they have difficulty brainstorming or getting started, getting topics and essays and paragraphs started. What is one strategy that you can give top students to help the process along with writing or getting their essays or paragraphs?
To be honest, the best strategy I know is to talk it out. And when I've used that repeatedly as an instructor in the English classroom, I'll often have my students turn and talk to each other, and I'll say, talk it out. What are you thinking about, and why are you hesitating? And they each one will talk to each other and figure it out, because getting it out of here and out here in the world is just the best way to get going. I mean, we also do workshops. So we have one called Coping with Writing Anxiety, where we bring students in who are struggling with this issue. And we give them all kinds of techniques to use. And some of those are kind of standard techniques like clustering and circling and that sort of thing. But honest to goodness, the best thing is to talk with someone else about it. And that's one of the things coaches are here for. So we're often helping students who haven't written a word yet. They just come in, here's my assignment, this is what my teacher wants me to do, and I don't know where to begin. So we start talking. Okay, well, how do you feel about this subject? Is this something that interests you? Can you change the subject to something more interesting to you? You know, or maybe we'll even have a suggestion. What about this angle? What about that angle? So talking it out is just fantastic. And you're never alone. We're here. We're here from 9 in the morning till 9 at night, 6 days a week.
Thank you, Ms. Donna.
Mhm. Anything else?
I think that's
My
it.
students said thank you, and we greatly appreciate you having us on for this, taking time out your day to present.
Oh, you're so welcome. I mean, I really believe in what we're doing here, and I will tell you that we are constantly researching for new and better ways to do everything that we do. So expect a lot. Expect a lot out of this writing center and out of Delgado. Um, the figures just don't lie. The truth of the matter is those folks who attend the writing center will just do better in school. They will pass at a greater rate, they'll make higher grades, and they even stay in school. It makes a big, big difference. And I think it's one of the leading reasons to come to Delgado. So I'm very proud of this center and what we do here. And I'm very proud of these coaches. And I am beyond proud of our students, because when we're there for them, they show up and they're there for us. They really are. So anyway, I just encourage everybody to consider it. It's a great school.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you,
Well,
Ms. Donna. We are at Delgado High School, actually in the process of getting partnered with Delgado with a few classes. I don't want to say anything because it's not set on at this moment, but we actually are trying to get linked up with you guys. So our kids can experience some classes here on campus at the school, and then it'll feed directly into you guys when the kids graduate. You guys for college.
Okay, very good. Yeah, and anybody call me at any time. I'm always willing to talk about how we can partner, how we can improve the success rate of our students, because that's our mission. That's what we do.
It's all about the students. Anybody have any other questions before we sign out of this Zoom meeting for today? All right, well, thank you, Ms. Donald, for your time. And we look forward to working with Delgado in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
thanks again for joining us, Mr. Thomas, with your class. And for y'all that have been watching with us on Facebook, thank y'all for joining us today. Ms. Dunham, thank you so much for presenting. Even I learned so much more about our writing center today, so I really appreciate it. I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you.